Hey, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? We leveled up. We got a mic now. Yeah, baby. Ah! Someone said one Liz in, one Liz out. There's only enough for one leading Liz in this country. I was initially gonna make a video about, well, not about this at all. I was literally with my mum at the time watching the, there was like a parliament little thing in parliament happening, and we saw the moment that Liz Truss, but the word basically that big Liz popped her clogs. She's done, she's out. We saw like all the BBC broadcasters change their clothes, put on their black ties. Everyone starts wearing black. The whole tone of the entire program shifted. We had the royal correspondent. He was shaking, mate. He was shaking in his boots. He was quavering. Oh my God. I ain't never seen people panic the way that they were panicking. I ain't never seen people showing the emotion they were showing. It was honestly akin to when we lost the Euros to Italy. It was crazy. And listen. Everyone's getting on to everyone that's shitting on Liz, right? Everyone's getting on to everyone that's, you know, smoking on that Lizzie pack right now. But at the end of the day, you know, whether you're on team RIP Bozo or team this is so sad and it's a tragedy, and I just want to cry because my queen's dead. Have some empathy. She was a human being. Even though she did some bad things to the Irish and the black people in Africa and in Asia and the Indians and the Pakistani, it's not her fault at the end of the day. She's a human being. She made mistakes just like the rest of us. Okay, bro. And look, I'm not here to shit on people when they're dead, but she was shitting on a lot of people when she was alive. It has to go both ways. I'm not gonna lie. You can't just give and give and give and not be able to take. And listen, I mean, I've been open and honest before with my family, with my friends, with the people that I know about how I feel about the monarchy. I said it on stream.
Personally, I don't even think we need a royal family. I don't see what's the point. The royal family essentially at this point, or the queen, is like Butlins. No, not Butlins. It's like Disney World. She attracts X amount of money from tourists.
Abolish the monarchy. I've said it before. I don't think they need to be a thing. It's over. It's 2022. It's no longer 1856. Women aren't property. The queen, the king, or whoever should not be in charge. In fact, they're not in charge. At this point, they are literally just an accessory. They are just here for money that they bring from tourism, which you know, I've again worked out on stream would be tenfold if you were to actually open up the castles, open up the palaces as tourist spots.
Turn Buckingham Palace into a museum. £10 entry fee. Bro, do you know how much more money you'll be making? The amount of people that come here just to look at Buckingham Palace and look at the gates and take their snaps, take their pictures. Imagine if they could go inside the palace. Imagine that. Even I'd go, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even I'd go. Like, he would be smart raking more money too. Indeed, bro. Listen, you have, imagine Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is here, yeah, and you have, you know, like a little museum shop at the bottom. Then you've got your restaurant. Imagine a Buckingham Palace restaurant. So that could be your Weatherspoons.
Or even better, as hotels or homeless shelters. That's something that we should be tackling, especially right now with capitalist profit over people Liz in power that we have. You are probably gonna look into this and go, oh my God, how are you shitting on Queen Liz? She was such a lovely person. She was so nice. She did so much for the country. She worked until her last day. My queen! And to all those people, I want you to listen very, very, very clearly to the next couple of things I'm about to say, right? This is the same queen, the same person you're defending that once banned foreigners and immigrants of color from working in clerical jobs and roles within the palace, right? In the 1960s. So this is the 60s. This isn't when she was a young 25-year-old when she first got, no. She would have been about 40 something. She knew what she was doing, right? And of course, you know, everyone knows about the royal family and their racism, and I've kind of defended it again on stream.
I want to say it in a very like understanding way. Look at the royal family. They come from a time where racism was fine. You know, if you were any other color other than white, it didn't matter. You were inferior. Obviously, as time has gone by, things have changed. They've had to adjust. They've had to change. However, do you really think old people like that have grown up, that have had these values for the majority of their lives, then when they're all of a sudden like in their mid-30s, mid-40s, have to adapt and say, oh, actually black people are alright, Asian people are alright. Do you think they're really gonna, after 40 years of living and being brought up in racist society, do you think they're really gonna be like, oh yeah, it's fine? Of course not.
I defended it. I said, look, they grew up in a time when people who were immigrants, people who were, people of color, were viewed as subhuman. She grew up in these times. She's had to get used to all of a sudden calling a black man or a black woman an equal, calling an Indian man or an Indian woman an equal, a Chinese man, a Chinese woman an equal, an Irish person an equal. And of course, some old habits just die hard. And unfortunately, her own grandson had to experience that firsthand. And I'm just going to read the next couple off of my phone, right? The Queen requests a poverty grant to heat her palaces, but was refused because government ministers feared it would cause a public relations backlash. Police have been barred from searching the Queen's private estates for stolen or looted artifacts after ministers granted her a personal exemption from a law that protects the world's cultural property. We should probably think about maybe returning the crown jewels back to who they belong to, since everything was stolen. We should start giving back the artifacts, the stolen monuments. Listen, if there was one thing that I did enjoy about Black Panther, it was that first scene when you see Killmonger in the museum talking about the stolen artifacts and the stolen relics. A Labour MP has said that the £12 million spent on a commemorative book for primary school children about the Queen's reign would be better spent on preventing the spread of COVID-19. And we all know how that ended, with all those numbers of COVID deaths. And of course, I don't even have to read this one out, but the £10 million that was spent or paid to the woman who Prince Andrew, the Queen's favourite, had apparently never seen in his life, never spoken to in his life. Somehow she just got a lovely little paycheck of $10 million to shut up and keep silent. So yeah, once again, whether you're on team RIP Bozo or you're on team this is a fucking tragedy, oh my queen, remember who you're fighting for, remember who you're standing for and who you're standing against. So yeah, that's kind of it. I'm gonna love you and leave you, and we're gonna dance out to this lovely Irish song.
And the loving English beat the water over us. And every single night when we down would come tight, he'd invite the neighbours out with this chorus. Come on, shiver like a hands, come on and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you want medals down in Flanders. How they are making, make you run like a away from the green and lovely lanes of the shambles. Come on, send you salute, now let's do my two. Like Zulus, they had spears upon arrows. Oh, brave you placed one, oh, you're 16 on the gun. And you're frightened and damn tips to the marrow. Come out and shiver like a tan, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders. How the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely lanes of Killshaw.